But the whole time, this guy was my concern. He was at the back of my mind. I was just like, dude, why are you acting weird?
Why is this guy so weird?
It's like, dude, why are you acting weird? You're making myself feel uncomfortable. My friend is feeling uncomfortable. If I'm feeling uncomfortable right now, you're making her feel uncomfortable.
This always happens when I drive in on the weekend to get my unhealthy food that I eat alone in my apartment, and I see all of them, all of the Dartmouth students, in their really cute outfits, walking around downtown, holding hands, walking down to the river to swim, walking to their apartment, sitting out on the green with friends. Stuff to do, or going back to their dorm so they can probably do stuff later because it's a Saturday. And I get my pizza and I go back to my apartment because I don't have any friends. And honestly, I don't think I've ever had friends, not like real friends. I mean, obviously, I had, like, friends in high school and college, but it was the most superficial level. If I was in class, I would have people to talk to. People liked me. I don't think I was a totally unlikable person. And I would do after-school activities, and people would talk to me, and I had people that I was close to. But we never did anything besides that. I never did anything after school in high school. If I did, it was...
I'm sure you've seen of this trend.
Of people confessing how lonely and...
Yeah, you see this trend of people just saying, I have no friend on YouTube, quite a lot. It's like a trendy thingy. What do you have to say based on that and this?
Well, I can't really disagree so much because, look, here's what I think. I think people are really facing a lot of mental health crises as a whole. And luckily there's platforms like YouTube where you can voice all your frustrations and voice how much agony you're in and the suffering, which is good. And yeah, I think she's a victim of one of these things, probably, right? Maybe what she's saying could be true. However, if you think that there's a trend and it's happening a lot and there's a lot of people going on YouTube, then you need to question the motives a bit and be like, well, maybe you are the cause of this. You looking for self-pity, or you have self-pity and you want to bank in on that self-pity. And I'd hate to think that's the case because she seems genuine. She seems like she really is a lonely person, and, you know, she doesn't have like people who she can call her friends, which is quite sad, honestly.
No, it is. It is. But I'm looking at it from this perspective also. Besides the banking in on, and people want self-pity. Of course, some people would. But let's assume she's not in that space because she seems very genuine. Scripture tells us, we'll take it from scripture. Scripture tells us, he who wants friends must be friendly. Along those lines. He who wants friends must be friendly. And because majority of people, bro, wallow in sadness and, oh, poor me and stuff like that. They don't put in the initiative to try and create friendships. Because you can't tell me the many people she bumped into, she could not have stopped and just chatted with someone or started a conversation with someone. No. I think it also requires a person on the next side, the person, you know, to be friendly as well.
True.
You need to be approachable. You need to be a person who's capable of creating friends. And okay, don't you think this also idea, all right? Because there are certain people that embrace this thing of loneliness. You know, the lone wolf culture.
Yeah. It's big, isn't it? I don't agree with the lone wolf culture because we are social creatures as human beings. Why is it that we lived in, if we take it back to our primal days, primitive human beings, they understood that they couldn't survive in isolation. That is why they came together. They formed packs, colonies, tribes, groups, etc. It's within us. The human animal is a herding animal. Okay?
True.
So now the idea of the lone wolf goes contrary to our nature.
Yes, it does.
We are not meant to be a lone wolf. And I think it goes to your point that it's a trend that is being put out and we really want people to subscribe to it,
Yes.
especially young people. You know, you get sold this dream that you don't need anyone. All you need is yourself. Believe in yourself. Yeah, it's great. Believe in yourself. But you are so far from right thinking that you can do everything alone and you're standalone, me versus the world. It's romantic. You know what I'm saying? We romanticize loneliness. We romanticize being the anti-hero, the flawed character. You know, there's so many examples of that in literature, in movies, in whatever. Some of the people we idolize, our musicians, paint you that picture. But what you don't see is that this person has an entourage. They've got friends. They've got family.
True.
They're just selling you that image. So fundamentally, it's not such a good thing to put on as a young person.
It's not. Did we not speak about Lady Gaga some time back? About the fact that she feels so lonely because she's around so much people and at the same time she's not around a lot of people. More especially when these people have done their job and they go. She feels very lonely. She has no one to talk to. That's what she said. It goes back to this. We glorifying and idolizing something that is contrary to our nature, to the point where now that very thing is inflicting pain on us. In her case, I personally don't believe you will not have friends. There's a lot of people. No. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But nah, bro. There's a lot of people. I don't know. Maybe it's a thing of gender. Maybe. Because as man, it's easier for us to create. I don't know. From what I've seen, as man, it's easier for us to interact with people and just chat it up. I can be chatting to a person, I don't even know their name. And we can be chatting for the longest. I think it's just also a thing of gender also plays a part as well. Maybe it's hard. I don't know. I can't speak for the ladies.
Like prom, Mom had to ask a friend's son to ask me, and then he left early with another girl, which at the time I thought was hilarious. Because I could tell a story to my friends, and maybe that would be interesting. I haven't spoken to any of them in person. I'll see them on Instagram, but we've never hung out with any of my friends from high school. Same thing with college. I mean, it started senior year, but like the second people started doing stuff on the weekends, I was always alone in my dorm room watching all the other kids walk to the parties.
But I think that's how it is.
It could, but I think also in saying that, I think people have been sold this image that ladies are not friendly and ladies don't like each other. I genuinely beg to differ. I do beg to differ because I've seen women who have such a great sense of community and care and friendliness, and these are things that I grew up around. The women I grew up around were very caring, very friendly. They helped each other. These were people I saw. So for me, the idea of the hostile woman who has no friends it's strange.
Do you think it's the same idea being sold as well?
It is the same idea being sold, right? It really is. I think it's just unhealthy programming. If you're watching things that have a clear agenda, you might not know what the agenda is, but there is a clear agenda. There's a call to action somewhere. You probably missed it.
That's true.
You missed the call to action, and what did you take? You took the message instead.
True.
That's damaging because now nobody wins. The person putting out the message doesn't win. You don't follow the call to action.
True.
you don't win either because you flip the script and all of a sudden you want to be lonely. You feel like you don't need people anymore. You think everybody's out to get you. Have you noticed that, bro? How many people think everyone is out to get them?
Oh yes, that's true. A lot of people think everyone is out to get them.
You think everyone is out to get you. You really think, like, people are so paranoid. And it's really not that deep. Because it goes back to the whole narcissistic thing. If you think everyone is out to get you, you are a narcissist, because that means you think the world revolves around you. It's like the whole time, all I'm doing is thinking about you. Like, I have no life of my own, hey?
But is it not the same? That is literally, that whole sentiment is on steroid at this current moment, Chris, where we think everyone is thinking about us.
That's true. I'm guilty of that a lot of the times, right? The universe revolves around me according to how I see it. I can't help it. I see things around me. If you're not here, I know you exist, but you're as good as an NPC. You don't exist, right?
No, but that should be that. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about the fact that it's not that you are conscious of yourself. I'm talking about the fact that you are conscious of yourself. No, you are so less conscious of you, but conscious of everyone else. It's
Exactly.
like, I'm the guy on stage,
Yes.
and the spotlight is on me.
All eyes on me.
Narcissism on steroid.
It is narcissism on steroids. And if narcissism is meant to attract eyes towards you, if it's meant to garner attention, then hyper narcissism is doing the opposite. In fact, hyper narcissism is pushing people to become lonely, according to how I understand this. Because you're pushing people away, whether or not you like it. You might be subtle in the way you go about it.
Cool.
But the end result is still the same. People can read vibes, you know. You just give off that vibe. Like, you don't want to be around
You are not
people.
friendly. You are not welcoming.
You just give off that vibe. I don't want to be around somebody who's giving off that vibe. I'll think, okay, maybe you're just not in a good mood. And then over time, I'll just be like, well, that's just who you are. I don't think I want to be around this energy. And
Sometimes people have to consider that fact. I mean, maybe in a case, she has to consider that fact. Am I welcoming enough? When I'm with a lot of people, am I welcoming enough? I had this thing. I was walking with a friend from school one time, right? A female friend. Very welcoming, bro.
Sometimes it is the energy. Look, there's this thing called the law of attraction, right? The energy that you give off is what you will receive. Personally, I'm not a big believer.
I was
in the
about
law
to
of
say, don't you
attraction.
believe in the law of, don't you despise the law of attraction?
Yeah, no, you already know my whole thing with that. I can appreciate the idea and the thought process behind it. I'm not going to rubbish it completely. But personally, do I feel like it applies to me? Nah, not really. I've got my own school of thought, bro. Like, I believe in what I believe in. That's cool. But there is that thing, and it's there. I don't disprove it. I think that there's something in it, bro. If you are putting out bad vibes, if you're putting out like this negativity all the time, what do you think you're going to get in return?
Negativity.
What, people going to smile at you?
Of course
Come
not.
on, man, come on.
If you've got a bad attitude, you're so unwelcoming, so unfriendly, you can't interact, you can't resolve conflict. It's always about you. You at the center of everything.
Exactly.
Me. You're unfriendly. You
Yeah.
can't keep friends.
It's not to say that this is how
No.
our sister here is. I mean, we don't know her. We don't know her story.
We don't.
We don't, right? Maybe that's the thing she's giving off. But I think genuinely as well, she could be suffering from loneliness, because as much as there are people that are like glamorizing being lonely, there is actual people who are really lonely.
True.
Right? They find it very difficult to connect with people. They find it difficult to be social. And unfortunately, that's just what it is. She could be suffering from that.
What do you think the remedy to that can be?
I don't want to prescribe anything as a remedy for loneliness. I want to say, like, but then if I say it, it's going to be so vague, bro. Like, what? Go out and meet people? No, I'm not going to say that.
Be part of a community.
Yeah,
That's the closest, Chris.
that's
What
easier
else?
said than done, though, bro. It really is easier said than done, especially if you're not used to that. Because now, if I could say be part of a community, okay, fine. What if I am part of a community and then I go there and it doesn't help? Don't you think that's going to reinforce my loneliness? Don't you think that's going to
Okay.
make me say
Okay.
I really don't need to be with people?
Okay, no, but
Yeah.
that's true, Chris. Because I think I've experienced this. You can be part of a community, but the community is unwelcoming to you.
You see, it's going to reinforce.
There is
the
a
loneliness.
high probability of that. Yeah, the community is just unwelcoming to you. They've just decided
Yeah.
that guy unwelcome.
He's not one of us. He should stay out there.
Yeah, he's not one of us. He doesn't conform to us. Maybe that's the case as well.
That's her case. It could be. Like, look, maybe she genuinely wants to find friend, and there's a lot of young people that are suffering from that. And I've found that
I've never had a friend that I would just spend time with and tell everything to. I really thought I got close with Caitlin and Molly and Katrina and Aaron. And it's been 2 years. I haven't made a single friend. And there was a girl I met on Bumble, but I never went anywhere and she moved. And you know what? It's my fault. Because, you know, I complain about not having anyone, but the minute anyone does come to my life and I have a chance, I do nothing with it. She invited me over to her apartment. We ate. I could have talked to her, but every time she texted me, I would wait like a day to respond. And when we made plans, I would always feel awkward about it because all I wanted to do was be back in my apartment. But then I'm in my apartment, I'm alone. So it's like, what the fuck is wrong with me that I complain about this and then I make no effort to try to change it? I mean, ever since I started applying to grad school, I gave up on trying to make friends here.
there are times, and I've experienced this myself, and like weirdly enough, hey, where there's so many people around you, but you just feel so alone. It's the weirdest feeling ever. Because now it's great, it's a great vibe. There's so many people around you, it's awesome, but at the back of your mind, you just feel so alone, and you're like, I hate this feeling. Why do I feel like this?
Okay.
So I can relate with her a little bit because I've had that before, bro. Honestly, I've had it. It's not the best thing to have because now, luckily, you know, I get good people like men like Luke M and stuff. You know, we got friends and all that.
True.
I can at least interact with people and stuff. But I think also one thing, like from my own experience, I think the thing she is that could possibly be causing this is she's got trust issues.
That can also be it.
I'm telling you, when I felt the most lonely was when I had serious trust issues. There was a point where I think it was about 2 years ago. I've never been more paranoid my entire life.
Really.
I was so paranoid, bro. I just didn't trust anyone.
Don't you think that's as a result of an event or an incident that happened that triggered that?
It was because it was. I think I told you about it. We were at some coffee shop, like you, me, just the one time.
Oh, yeah.
Where somebody's phone got lost and
Oh, yes, that whole incident,
that
yeah.
whole incident, bro. Because then I couldn't believe that happened. Because I was like, what? If you want the story, subscribe. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it short.
Subscribe if you want that story.
If you want the full story,
Then you let us
subscribe.
know, hey guys, I subscribed. Leave that, tell me more about that story.
We'll do like a whole story time segment.
Exactly. Hey, there's a lot of stories.
Yeah, but then it sucked because I was around people who I trusted, people who were friends with, were cool, but then I get the short end of the stick. And then you know what happens when you realize that? What happens is your mind starts recalling every single time you got the short end of the stick. You make yourself a victim. And then you start saying, no, everybody's gonna use me. And all they see when they see me is someone they can benefit off.
True.
And then you close yourself up. You become so antisocial. You build up walls and you're like, I don't trust anyone.
Oh, that's very true. Because you've got previous incident validating that, no?
I can always go, but like, I don't like going back to that place, honestly. I don't. And I'm scared of it, honestly, bro. Like, straight
No,
up.
it's not a good place.
I'm
to
scared
be.
of it.
Imagine being insecure about everyone, Chris.
Bro.
You questioning everyone's motives. That's why you even begin to question people that are doing good for you. It's like,
Why are they being nice to me?
yeah, it's like all of a sudden you just begin to question their intentions. Like, oh my God, why are they being nice? Oh my God, why are they doing this? Oh my God, no, this is bad. This is bad. I think that's a wrong mindset to be in. And I feel, again, like you pointed it out clearly, it was caused by a certain incident. There's a high probability that how she's feeling and where she is at this point was caused by something that happened and ultimately triggering that unfriendliness. Anything could have happened. But my best advice is there is no other way to cure this but to just put yourself out there. Just there's nothing else, bro. Otherwise you wallow in your sadness and loneliness and it eats you up to the point where it might lead to something terrible. Because psychologically, human beings, like you pointed it out, human beings are not we are not wired to be alone. We are wired to be part of an environment, a group. And I guess that's where you even begin to be grateful about the people around you, the people you can actually call at any time and talk to, the people who you sit with and talk. Personally, I'm grateful. And yeah, in order for you to do that, just gotta do something about it.
You couldn't have said it any better. I mean, I can't give anyone who's suffering through loneliness like solid advice. But what helped me personally get over the paranoia, because it was bad, and get over the whole isolated where I'm in a group but I just feel alone, like I'm looking over my back the whole time, was actually engaging in the group. Forget about what you think. Forget about how you think people are going to betray you or whatever. Engage, find out, be present. I practiced being present and it helped a whole lot. So maybe, yeah, that's something she could try. If she does go to a group setting, be present. Forget about the fact that you've been lonely for 8 months and had no friends. Nah, that's trivial. Just be present, see what happened, appreciate that very moment. Take it moment by moment. Moment by moment. Don't think 5 years into the future, will this person come to my wedding? Nah. Moment by moment.
Look at how Shirley looked at me. Shirley acted some type of way.
Exactly.
You're forgetting about how friendly John is.
Yeah. John's right there. He's your buddy. He's looking out for you. He's smiling. He genuinely cares about you.
Don't focus on Shirley.
Forget Shirley, bro.
Focus on John. He's there. He's present. Talk to him. Don't wallow in your pity party, because pity party produces pity pleasure, and therefore it swallows you.
Nice.
And the next thing we know, you are releasing videos talking about how lonely you are. Because Chris, I've seen a lot of these videos.
Yeah, but it's a lonely economy,
It's a lot of these videos, bro, talking about how lonely they are. Then you begin to ask yourself, but we have a lot of entertainment around us. How is this possible? How is this possible? There's a lot of things to do. But then again, you come to realize the fact that there's a lot of things to do, but yeah, there's just other factors contributing to it.
There is no substitute for human company.
True.
Look, there's AI these days. You can get an AI girlfriend if you're single and can't find a woman. Like that's a thing, right? Put on some VR headsets, get yourself an AI girlfriend. No, I mean that, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to bash
No, I get you.
Go for it, right? That's great. Find friends on, social media. There used to be a thing called MySpace where people could find friends. Now you can find friends almost anywhere. Like, the world is a small place. You can connect. But it reinforces that idea that no matter how far we advance, the substitute for the substitutes, there is no substitute basically for
True. That's true.
for human interaction. Proper, genuine human interaction.
True. So, guys, that's it. Please don't forget to leave your
Yes, sir.
comments and don't forget to subscribe. I guess we'll be seeing you on the next one. And that's a solid point. There's no substitute for human interaction. No matter what we do, no matter where we go, no matter what, that space needs to be filled. So, yes, guys, leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe. And yes, don't forget to leave your comments if you want to hear stories. We might make a whole segment on just telling stories.
Young story time.
Yeah, young
We have
story
a lot of
time.
unfinished stories on Table Talk.
A lot, bro.
Plenty.
A lot.
So we
Just
can
coming to
always-
realize it. So yeah, see you on the next one.
Ciao.
Ciao.